What up, YouTube Elleix? Come back at you with another custom StarCraft 2 cast. Today, we have an SC Evo Complete game featuring two Brood War Zerg players. So it's going to be a mirror matchup featuring Brood War in the StarCraft 2 engine. I love this mod. Let's go ahead and introduce our players. Spawning on the bottom right-hand side of the map, it's our blue Brood War Zerg player, Icebrand, going up against his opponent. Spawning on the top left-hand side of the map, it's our purple Brood War Zerg player, Aduma. Both of these players are in my Discord, which is where this replay was submitted to me. Big shout out to them. If you are new to my channel, I do cast a lot of custom StarCraft 2 content, and recently I've been mixing in video essays along with that. So if StarCraft 2 content is something you're interested in watching more of, please consider subscribing to my channel. I greatly appreciate it. Now back to the show. This is one of my only days off for the next 3 weeks, and then I'm working 3 weeks straight for work, and yes, I'm overtime exempt, so it's basically for free. So what better way to spend one of my few days off than to do something I enjoy, which is StarCraft 2 casting. Let's go. Anyway, looks like Icebrand is going for a bit of a greedy build, whereas his opponent Aduma is going, I think, for some more aggression. Oh man, this is interesting. We have two macro hatcheries in the main base already, along with two zerglings running across the map to the blue side. And this is potentially going to be really frustrating for Icebrand to deal with. Does Icebrand even have any zerglings on the way? Now he does. We've got 6 zerglings on the way for purple and 4, now 6 zerglings on the way for blue, but 2 of these zerglings are already in the main base. Focusing on the spawning pool, Aduma, do as much economic damage as you can, man. These zerglings are basically just stalling. And here we go, the zerglings for Icebrand ultimately coming out, only 3 workers killed, so really not that bad. All things considered, not punishing Icebrand hardly at all. I mean, losing 3 workers, but being ahead in 1 base, really not looking too crazy for the time being. But at the moment, we have 12 more zerglings on the way for our purple Zerg player, Aduma. So I think Aduma realizing, hey, look, I'm going against a very greedy opener. I have to punish this if I want to potentially win this game early, and I think that's exactly what we're going to see. You have a lot of zerglings. What do we have on the map, actually? 18 zerglings for purple and only 8 for blue. Okay, I was going to say, Aduma, you got to move out really quickly if you want to take advantage of this greedy opener. Take advantage of punishing this greedy opener, I should say. And here we go, a lot of zerglings running across the map. Will they do more damage is the question. Potentially will be able to snipe this third base. We'll see if that's what happens. Meanwhile, how many zerglings do we have? Still only 8 for our blue player. Looks like Aduma realizing, hey, look, there's a third base I could potentially go for. Briefly attacking that drone, but letting it go free. Icebrand doing a great job at not overextending, realizing, hey, look, these are a lot of zerglings. I would basically be throwing my zerglings away for free. And yes, the third hatchery does go down, ladies and gentlemen. That is kind of a necessary evil for Icebrand. If he doesn't want to throw away these zerglings, he kind of just has to let that go. But I really like the placement of these sunken colonies, actually. It's not airtight, as we just saw, because 2 zerglings were able to run through there, but that's still 3 sunken colonies worth of DPS that Aduma would have to run through if he wants to do damage in the main base and even on the kind of right-hand side of this mineral patch. And it looks like Icebrand going for some vengeance, realizing, hey, look, I have to do some damage of my own to a potential base number 3. If I want to stay in this game. Not that the game is necessarily lost, but taking a look at the resources lost, 700 resources lost for blue to only 137 for purple. Great cancel, though. Aduma realizing, hey, look, I can't defend that third base. I may as well cancel it. It's not finished, and these zerglings try to do some damage to these drones. Great reaction from Aduma, though, pulling them away from the natural base location. I don't think a single one died. No, not a single drone went down. So that was a perfect reaction for Aduma. And now resaturating the natural base location. And I think this is basically going to go into the mid to late game at this point. A very classic ZvZ kind of opener, I feel like. It's just playing tag with zerglings. Taking a look at the upgrades, we have +1 attack upgrades for purple and zergling speed for both players. Taking a look at the resources lost now, 800 resources lost for blue to 287 for purple. Army supply is at 19 for Aduma, 13 for Icebrand. Worker supply is also in favor for Aduma, so Aduma is ahead in the worker count, and that is likely because he was able to take out base number 3 and prevent some more saturation for the blue player. But we also have the 1 supply Hydralisks. What do we have on the production tab for blue? We have Hydras on the way for blue as well. So they're going for a pretty much mirrored build. Base number 3 just now finishing up. The replacement base number 3 finishing up for our blue player Icebrand. Same for Aduma. Both players seem to be very evenly matched. Now, I think this base will ultimately be safe. Hopefully, you know what? Maybe not. I think this base might go down. These Hydras might be able to kite some of these Zerglings away, and oh no, Icebrand just can't catch a break, bro. Base number 3 once again going down. That's actually a really big pickup now. 1,500 resources lost to 700 in favor for our purple Zerg player. And Icebrand opting to go for the macro hatchery in the natural base location, also building kind of a choke point as well. I do like the placement of his buildings. His SimCity is actually really good, but being forced to go for the macro hatchery, opting out of the third base is going to be rough. We do have a third base coming down, we can see on the minimap, and I don't think Aduma realizes that the third base is kind of moved to a new location, a possibly safer location. We'll see. We'll see if Icebrand's able to keep it alive. Aduma maybe slightly overextending here, losing all his Zerglings, but also forcing the worker pull from the natural base location. These Hydralisks do stay alive. Let's take a look at the resources lost. Still in favor for our purple player. Now 2,800 resources lost to 1,600. And base number 3, once again, the third attempt for base number 3, just now finishing up. Taking a look at the worker supply as well, 43 workers to 36, so all things considered, not too bad. How many workers went down? 10 workers killed by purple, 0 killed by blue. And we also have a fourth base for Aduma as well. So Aduma looking pretty solid this game. Both players floating a bit of money, but to be fair, Icebrand is kind of starving for gas. So if he's trying to build Hydras, gas is kind of the determining factor right here. Oh, some lurkers as well. Okay, wait a minute. Yeah, so we have lurkers for blue, no lurkers for purple just yet, but we do have lurker being researched. Lurker aspect is just now being finished for purple. So, like I said, it's kind of a mirror build for both players. Luckily for Icebrand, though, this base has gone unnoticed by Aduma, so he's able to kind of catch up in the base count. And more sunken colonies, or more creep colonies being placed, likely will turn into sunken colonies virtually instantaneously, and yes, they do. So these creep colonies turning into the sunken colonies will give Icebrand a little bit more defensive position here. Especially since Aduma is kind of fixated on this side of the map. He could totally walk around and realize, hey, look, there's a couple bases that are kind of unprotected here that I could take care of. And Aduma actually spots this. So we'll see if he decides to turn around. We have some lurkers on the way as well for our purple Zerg player. This Overlord will possibly go down. This Hydralisk should get a raise, man. He's putting in so much effort to kill this thing, but the Overlord with the speed will be able to get away. Okay, this is going to be an interesting engagement. I do like how aggressive Aduma is being, and I think this is really going to possibly put him ahead in this game if he keeps Icebrand back home, because he'll be able to expand without dealing with any harassment of his own. This is a lot of Hydralisks, though. Army supply is in favor, but not too much for our purple Zerg player. A couple Zerglings going down. These lurkers picking them up. What I would do, man, is do like a Zergling run by right here. Icebrand, oh no. They're just chilling right now. Oh, that's going to be rough if Icebrand doesn't notice that. And some Mutalisks on the way as well. The Muta transition, 12 of them on the way actually for our purple Zerg player. That is a nice tech switch. Some Zerglings tried to do some damage at the third base location. This is a lot of Hydralisks actually. This base might go down, forcing the pullback for our purple Zerg player, and I think this base will likely go down. This will put Aduma back on 3 bases. Meanwhile, another expansion being placed for our blue Zerg player. And the Mutas reveal themselves as well. Oh, man. And the base survives just barely. A big drop of Zerg units, of purple Zerg units. And they are able to save that third base location. Absolute clutch move for our purple Zerg player. What do we have as well on the production tab? I think I just saw a bunch more Hydralisks finish up for Aduma. Meanwhile, Icebrand getting some +3 attack upgrades, I believe. Or is that +2 actually? Now, taking a look at the resources lost, it's starting to even out just a little bit, 7,400 to 6,800, still in favor for Aduma, but not nearly as much as in the early game. Oh, this is brutal, though. 9 drones going down to these lurkers. They already did their job. 14 workers now killed. And these Hydralisks moving in a little too fast for the Overlords. Losing some Hydras as well. Finally, the lurkers going down, but not after 15 drones were killed. So now that's a total of 25 workers killed by purple. That is a big pickup, and I think that was only 3 lurkers. Totally worth it. Let's take a look at the resources lost. Yeah, now it's 9,800 to 7,900 in favor for our purple Zerg player. Taking a look at the upgrades, we have +2 ranged attack upgrades for both Zerg players. And also, what is that? Okay, +2 Carapace upgrades for the purple, or sorry, for the blue Zerg player as well. Icebrand Zerglings do spot base number 4, but no drones are here to pick up. And Aduma able to save base number 4 as well. Icebrand being careful not to overextend, especially into those three lurkers. That would be a lot of DPS on these Hydralisks. What is this now? Base number 6 being placed right under the nose of Aduma's Overlord. Oh boy. We'll see if Aduma reacts to that. This is a lot of Zerg stuff though. Flying across the map. Flying and running across the map. But they're moving so fast they may as well be flying. This is a lot of Zerg stuff, though. What's the army supply, actually? 93 army supply to 52, so a bit of an army supply lead for our purple Zerg player. Worker supply, though, way in favor for Icebrand. 85 workers to 57. And these sunken colonies coming in clutch, forcing the purple Zerg player back. I don't know if I would move these lurkers or not, actually. They're kind of positioned in a way that would catch Aduma off guard if he decided to run here. They're kind of like pseudo sunken colonies almost. More creep colonies being placed at base number 4 or 5. I lost count. Likely will turn into more sunken colonies just because the Hydralisk, or sorry, just because the Mutalisk count is a little bit low. And we've also got Ultralisks on the field, so going for anti-ground is kind of the move right now because the Brood War Ultra is a terrifying unit to deal with. Now, do we have Ultras for the blue Zerg player is the question. No, not for the time being. So those Ultras might turn the game around for our purple Zerg player. Army supply now 100 to 79 in favor for Aduma. I think Aduma's just happy to macro up. He might go for a max army before he moves out. Oh man, this is not an ideal position for Icebrand though. A lot of those Hydras were stuck in the back. So losing out on a lot of DPS right there. And realizing that, running back home, I don't know if he saw the ultras either. I would love to see some ultras come out for our blue Zerg player in response to this. Oh, man. And these lurkers for Aduma positioned in such a frustrating spot. Seeing these overlords and deciding to run home, but will these hydras be able to catch them? At this point, I would just burrow. Yep, there you go. You burrow because the overlord is out of position to spot those. And I think the ultralists will be seen. We have what is going to be a 92 army going against a 68 army in terms of supply. In favor for our purple Zerg player, the high yield expansion goes down virtually instantaneously. Some more lurkers coming down for purple as well. Oh, sorry, for blue as well. More mutas on the production tab for Aduma, our purple Zerg player. Aspire on the way for Icebrand. So going for a bit of a tech switch. It's a bit late in the game, though. Able to take out one of those overlords. This is actually a pretty decent spot for Icebrand to engage in. A lot of the purple Zerg stuff goes down. And now we're looking at an army supply lead for Icebrand, 92. Well, it was for a second. It was 92 to like 60-something. But a lot of units, a lot of Zerg units just hatched. And now we're looking at 116 army to 100 in favor for our purple Zerg player. 5 drones, now 6 drones going down. Will this hatchery go down? I think it will. Good pickup for Icebrand. And another hatchery under fire here, or under claws, I should say, for the blue player, or by the blue player. I think it will go down. Will it go down? Yes, it does. So these hatcheries getting hit one by one. This is a huge pickup for Icebrand. Will he be able to destroy this hatchery? No. Looks like the Zerglings were not focused on it, and they did aggro on the army supply for the purple Zerg player, but those were 2 hatcheries that just went down. How many workers killed? 25 to 14, but most of those workers were killed recently. So Icebrand really turning this game around for himself, I feel like. A lot of lurkers going down as well. Let's take a look at the resources lost. Still in favor for Aduma, but really not that bad, especially considering we have 100 workers to 42 workers in favor for our blue Zerg player. This macro hatchery, this like forward macro hatchery going down. Good pickup here. A lot of the stuff, a lot of the production is really under fire for Aduma, but this is a lot of Zerg stuff. So many ultras, but they're kind of positioned in a corner here, so they will be taking a lot of DPS from these hydras, but the ultras are chewing these guys up, man. And that was a huge pickup for our purple Zerg player. Army supply virtually even, but I really think, how many workers do we have? Actually, we have 14 workers for Aduma, 42 workers killed by Icebrand. So if Icebrand starves out his opponent, he could win this. Because the minerals, I mean, look at the minerals held right now. 193 minerals to 5,000 in favor for Icebrand. So if Icebrand just doesn't lose all his stuff, I'm pretty sure he probably wins this game, right? My money was on Aduma for a while, especially in the early game. Aduma, though, throwing out the GG, giving the victory to Icebrand. What a twist. If you guys enjoyed what you saw, please consider shooting me a like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you want me to cast any of your own games, I will leave my Discord and email in the description below. And I'll see you guys on the next one.